What it do, y'all? It's your girl Makeup and Travel. For today's video, your girl is here to bring you my next video in my Must Have Miss Gag series. This is my series I created inspired by Samantha March's Will I Buy It series. I always have her playlist and the community playlist linked down below, as well as all of the Instagram pages that I follow to get this makeup knowledge. And then lastly, I always have all of the items listed and linked down below. In these videos, personally, I like to focus in on indie releases, and I like to discuss whether I think they'll work for me, somebody of my complexion, or whether I'm going to pick them up. So if you're interested in hearing about my opinions of the latest releases in indie makeup, let's get to it. Alrighty, just to let you guys know, I did record this look, and it is going to be a first impressions with the Nomad Cosmetics Iceland palette. I did get this. Thank you, Nomad. You guys are awesome. And let's keep going. Okay, so first thing is a blush, and this is from Este Lauder. It is the Rebellious Rose Pure Color Envy blush. I think it's cute. It's honestly the embossing that really is halfway attracting me to this shade and to this compact. For me personally, there are quite a few other blushes in mind, in my back of my head, that I want to try more than this. I'm not particularly opposed to it, but the color isn't really invoking any real strong feelings, so I'm not going to try and make myself feel anything extra, and I'm going to go ahead and pass, especially because this is $32 and it's a soft matte, and I'm trying to stay away from matte formulations. For me, I really do have quite a bit of matte blushes, and I think if I'm going to bring new blushes in my collection, it should be some form of luminous or glowy blush. KVD Vegan Beauty is coming out with a Good Apple Skin Perfecting Foundation Balm. This is supposed to be a full coverage for normal to dry skin. It's supposed to give you a fresh matte finish, and yeah, it's interesting. It's fully recyclable packaging, blah blah blah, and it's $38 and in 40 shades. This is going to be available on March 12th. This is interesting. There have been quite a few brands that have come out with some form of balmy foundation or base product in the last couple of months. It makes sense because these types of products will most likely be able to last on people's complexions and their skins longer with the mask on. I personally still just don't wear any makeup when I'm at work. Honestly, I don't want to go through the trouble of actually putting it on just for it to escape off my face halfway through the day, or for me to be looking real suspect because like half of it's off and half of it's still on. So for me, overall, this is gonna work. Although my complexion and my skin has really dried out recently, so I probably am more to the normal skin type of over, whereas I was very oily in my T-zone. I'm not nearly as oily anymore, but this still just doesn't seem like something that I would be interested in. Trixie Cosmetics, I feel like, has finally come out with something that most people are halfway interested in, and it's intriguing. It's intriguing. So this one, she has come out with a eyeshadow palette, and it is 8 electrifying shades. You get 5 mattes, 2 shimmers, and 1 metallic for $25, and then you get the other stuff that people really haven't been checking for from her brand. I think that this is cute. Is this something that I personally need? No. This really seems reminiscent to me personally of my ColourPop 9 pan that I have, which is like Into the Blue or something. I don't really know, but the shades that are halfway intriguing from this palette I have there, and anything else that I might actually be interested in, I can promise you guys I have them in my singles. So for me, this overall is just going to be a pass, but it's exciting to see that the brand is coming out with things that I feel like are going to help them to really expand their market and get more people involved and interested in the brand overall. I'm pretty sure this is a new palette. When it comes to Alien Cosmetics, I find that I keep talking about the same palettes over and over again, but I'm 99% sure this is actually new, and I've never talked about it with a full reveal. And this is their Lore palette. It's on pre-order right now, and there are 5 duochromes and 4 mattes, and they estimate that this is going to ship on March 7th. I think this looks really, really pretty. I really actually like this. How much is this palette? I really, honestly, I really shouldn't be even considering buying things. Like I said, I have quite the stack of makeup that I need to review. So it's $35. I think this and like maybe one or two other palettes, I'm going to finally pull the trigger maybe in March, late March. I need to get my finances a little bit back to normal. I'm still kind of coping with things because of the new computer, but I really like this palette, and I like that there's so many different shades, like the duochromes. I really like that, and I do like all of the matte shades in this palette too. So I'm very, very excited about this. Necromancy Cosmetica. So they have shown their full palette, and this is a very interesting palette, right? They have it so that you only get 2 shades in each like fold. I'll show you guys a screenshot that Indie Makeup Spotlight got of it like fully exposed or whatever, and then I'll show you guys some other photos. It's interesting. It looks like each pan is huge, so it looks like you can use it kind of as a multi-use palette, not only for your eyes but also for your cheeks and stuff. I think I'm personally gonna pass. I like the aesthetic of this brand. I like the aesthetic of the palette in general, but the shades overall are just not something that I personally need to bring into my collection. So I personally am gonna go ahead and pass. Cosmetics, they've come out with a new shade in their blush formulation, and it is Venetian Rose. I feel like this is a shade that they've had in other products from the brand. For me, their blush shades just never seem like they're going to actually show up on me, and I just don't have the time to be buying stuff that is not going to work for me. So once again, I'm going to go ahead and pass, but I would like to try their formulations of some of their things, but those just don't look like they're going to work. Lobos Glam Boutique has come out with the vintage collection, and this is a neutral eyeshadow palette. It's a 6-pan palette, 3 matte and 3 metallic shades. I think that it is nice, but it is super, super basic. And for me, I need something intriguing about a neutral palette for me to be interested. I also have, I feel like, enough neutral palettes at this point that it has to be extremely unique for me to pick it up. And this is just not something for me personally. But in case you are one of those people who only wears browns or only wears browns to work and you just need to do a quick look, this might be something for you. Although I don't think you need both of the dark browns. They both look on the same depth level, and it would have been nice to have one that was extremely darker than the other. Cosmetics Makeup has come out with 5 new shades of liquid lipsticks. They're 9 shades each, or $40 for the bundle. For me, I haven't really touched liquid lipsticks at all this year. Pretty much rarely touched them last year, so I just don't think I need to bring any in my collection. If I'm bringing lip products in my collection, which I am only bringing in things that are like in bullet formulations or something like that, or if I'm trying out a brand for overall, then I really am particular about what I'm picking up. But liquid lipstick wise, I don't think I need to bring any in, which is going to be interesting because there's another liquid lipstick formula I'm going to be talking about later, and I don't know if I have that same opinion. We get some more sneak peeks from the Sydney Grace and Temptalia collaboration. Do keep in mind it's coming in spring, and spring pretty much starts in March. So I am very excited to see when these palettes are going to be launching, and I'm hoping that they're not going to be too expensive. 3 palettes, trying to buy all 3, it's probably going to be way expensive. So that's probably going to be like my makeup purchase for the month. I'm really trying to stick with a budget. I've been like trying to readjust my budget to figure out, you know, what it is that will work for me personally, and March is going to be the first month that I like readjust my budget. So hopefully it works, and if these palettes come out in March I'm going to be really sad if I can't afford to buy them, or I'm gonna have to adjust like crazy, because I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna want all 3 of them, but I don't know. So we get some more information once again from the Menagerie Cosmetics Flight Club palette. By now this palette is available. I'm gonna stick with my guns and not pick this up. Once again, I have quite a few palettes and products that I need to test out. I do want to go ahead and go back into my collection and have some more fun with things that I already have, i.e. the Caladios and Jessica palette. You guys will have seen that 5 Looks 1 palette yesterday, and I really had a lot of fun with that palette, and I want to use it more. There are quite a few palettes that I want to use more. So since this is not a palette that I'm dying for, I'm not going to even try it. I'm just going to keep going. Some sad news, Becca Cosmetics is now closing shop. They're going to be closing shop effectively in September. And these are basically due to COVID related situations that the company just can't come back from. And unfortunately, I think this is not going to be the first company in the makeup community and just in the communities in general. You're gonna see this across the board. We've already seen it in like the food industry. I think it's been the one industry to really been hit hardest so soon, and now you're gonna start to see it in some of these other kind of want industries that you don't need to survive in the world, if you get what I'm saying. So it's really sad to see. I don't typically have that much stuff from Becca in my collection at one time. I think I have maybe 2 or 3 products currently right now, but I will say the things that I did take the time to pick up, I actually did enjoy. I've already gone through one of their Skin Love foundations. I actually love that. I have like 2 or 3 highlighters from them. I also have a powder from them. So the brand overall, I think, has some hidden gems, but the fact that they kept releasing very similar products, I think really hurt them into the pandemic. And then during the pandemic, I mean, they were already hemorrhaging, I feel like, before, and that pandemic just kind of wiped them out. So it will be sad to see them leave, but it'll be interesting to see kind of what happens from them. Maybe they'll be able to kind of be reborn in a different way later on, or something like that. Because if memory serves me correctly, Becca is actually has its own, it has a parent brand, so it'll just be interesting to see kind of the ramifications of Becca closing out and see more to that, especially when it comes to all of the different distributors that house Becca products. It'll just be very interesting to see kind of the ramifications of all of these brands closing and the newer brands kind of coming into these same distributors as well. Next, we have a collaboration with some brushes. So Spectrum Brushes is collaborating with Katie Jane Hughes. I don't really know how to say her last name. From what I can tell on Instagram, she is a makeup artist. I've never heard of her, but most makeup artists, to be quite frank, I just haven't heard of. I haven't. I think the brushes look cute, but to be quite frank, I am at the point where I think I need to do a brush declutter. I like all of my brushes. They all can be used, but I don't use all of them. And there are quite a few that I don't like the shapes. They've been deformed. They're breaking at the handles, stuff like that. And it's like, why am I still keeping these, you know? So for me, I don't want to bring in more brushes, and I definitely don't want to bring in a whole collection of brushes. If I'm going to bring brushes in, it needs to be 1 or 2 at a time. Silver Beauty has come out with another palette with their hydro liners, and this one is a primary color palette. I actually think this is a really smart idea. I think this should have been honestly the first one that they released. And yeah, I like it. Is it something that I'm gonna get? Probably not, because I still haven't gotten the first 2 that I was interested in. So that tells you something. Jada Pinkett Smith has co-founded and become the creative director of a new brand, and it's called Hey Humans. It looks to be a very kind of skincare beauty range. There's a body wash, a natural deodorant, a body lotion, and a natural toothpaste. I have gotten really into trying to kind of get a little bit more natural in some of my body care products, and these prices are actually really nice. And this is available at Target, so it's yet another Black owned brand at Target. I've been buying quite a few black owned brands from Target, so I actually might check this out. I don't need anything in particular right now, but in the future, I don't see why not me like trying out this brand and seeing what's good. Like I said, I mean, the most expensive product are the body lotion and the body wash, and those are $7.39. So that's not even that expensive. The fragrances, based on the titles, sound great. So I'm actually intrigued. Now, how invested do I really think Jada Pinkett Smith is? I feel like she's just a face of the brand, and you know, that's not that terrible to me. So I'm interested, which is new. Muse Beauty has opened up their pre-launch for their next palette, and this is Monet's Garden. It is limited edition, and it is a Le Jardin palette. I don't know. Child, I'm sorry. There's 9 pigmented shades, 5 mattes, 4 shimmers. I think this is cute, but it doesn't fully pull me in. And I'm not going to try and make it, you know. I will continue to sit back and watch all of the influencers that get this in PR or pick it up themselves, watch their reviews, live vicariously through them. But at this current juncture, I can't. Like I said, I have a backlog and finances just are not where they were at one point. Jacqueline Hill Cosmetics has shown some of the products that she's going to be launching in at Ulta, and those are going to become available on March 2nd, so very, very soon. This video is going up on the last day of February, so 2 days from now. These products will be available. And they're going to be 7 baked blush and bronzer duos, and the highlighters are going to be back in the singles, and there's going to be loose beaming light. Now, okay, I have some things to say. Teresa is Dead loves the highlighter palette that Jacqueline Hill created. Same with Angelica Niquas. Those two I've heard raving reviews about her highlighters, so I am actually intrigued by the highlighters, and I appreciate that they're coming back in singles. I don't need any more face palettes. I love them, but I don't need any more. So I would be very intrigued to see better pictures of the highlighters and see some swatches on darker complexions. In addition, the blush duos don't look like they go all that deep, and I'm a bit perturbed about that. And in addition, on top of that, I'm not actually intrigued by a blush and a bronzer from any of the compacts. There's like this orangey blush. I like that one, but I would want that with the darkest bronzer, and I doubt that darker bronzer will even work on me. So for me, at most, I might pick up a highlighter, but I mean, honestly, I just made my first purchase in an Ulta store yesterday, and I got a liquid eyeliner and a mascara. So that kind of tells you where my finances are and where my mindset is when it comes to buying and makeup right now. And yeah, we'll see. I'll probably put it on like a loves list and pick it up eventually, but I'm definitely not going to be the channel for you guys to watch out for to get the first opinion of those products. Only a few more items to discuss today. And the first one that I want to talk about, I believe this is actually from the Crayon Case. I haven't talked about this brand in years, but these actually intrigued me, so I figured why not. These are mini curated color scheme palettes. And they call them the Notepad Mini palettes. They all have their own variation of a name depending on the color. It's like that color edition. To me, I'd be interested in the yellow just because it truly, at least in picture, doesn't look bright yellow. It looks like it has like a depth to it, like a kind of a mustardy yellow, which is easier to show up on people of color than a really bright pastel yellow. So I'm intrigued to see kind of what it actually looks like in person. The other palettes are cute, but I'm not like fully invested in any of them, and to be quite frank, I'm not about to run for this palette either. I probably won't ever get it if we're gonna be frank. It's only $12, which isn't bad, but I've always just kind of had a real bad taste in my mouth when it comes to the Crayon Case, and I've never really cared to remove it. So who knows if I'm gonna pick it up? I probably won't, but I do like that one palette. I will say that. It looks like it's gonna be a lot better for somebody of my complexion compared to like the palette, honey palette from ColourPop. Kind of on the same realm as the Muse Cosmetics Lemonade palette. I haven't tried that palette, but that palette and the yellow edition palette from the Crayon Case both look to be at least person of color friendly. I don't know how good they are, but they both look like they could actually work on somebody of my complexion or even like a tanner complexion as well. There is a collaboration afoot, and it is with Hip Dot and Peeps. I have never tried a Peep. I've never tried a Peep, not once. So I have no connection to this collaboration, and so it's going to be easy pass for me, and that's as simple as it's going to be on that one. Two more products left. Pat McGrath has released a new range of liquid lipsticks. She first launched this formulation with her latest collection of the Rose Gold, and she's just dropped more colors. I mean, if I'm really itching to try it, I try the browns. But other than that, honestly, I'm good. And I already told you guys, what, 10 products ago, I don't really use my liquid lipstick, so it would be stupid to buy another one, especially one for the price of a Pat McGrath, which is $30 each. But, you know, if my finger slips, I want no smoke. And then the last collection or product that I want to talk about today is from an influencer brand, and it's Tammy Clark's brand. So the brand's name is Makeup by Tammy Cosmetics. And she's coming out with her first eyeshadow palette, and it's called Chasing Butterflies palette. It launches on March 1st, and it's cute. It's a very cute palette, I will say that. But I don't need it. I don't need it. And I can't wait to see reviews from people that I know are gonna rush to get it, and even those who may be getting it in PR. But I truly just, I don't need it. Not right now. So that's pretty much that. Honestly, I'm trying to think, did I buy any makeup this past week? I don't think I bought any makeup other than the two products I told you guys I got from Ulta, and I have all of my previous purchases, so you guys are going to be seeing a couple new brands show up on my channel next month. I'm actually very excited for those palettes. I just need to get the urge to record with them, but I'm very excited to have the stuff in my possession. And that being said, if I pick up any makeup this week, which I genuinely don't think I'm going to, I still have not picked up the two really main products that I wanted from last week's video, which was the blushes from that indie brand and the concealer and powder from the black owned brand. So I'm really debating picking that stuff up, but like I said, I just want to move around some decibels in my finances, you know, make things a little bit better. My taxes are coming to me right now, so you know, that always helps to sweeten up the pot a little bit. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, y'all, Black lives do matter. Please remember to wear a mask and stay safe. And for all of those who are in Texas, my heart goes out to you. I hope you guys stay safe and warm and find some water. I really hope you guys do. Alrighty guys, I will see you guys in my next video, which will probably be Wednesday. Bye guys.